Alright guys, so today is pull my bearings day. Got a new bearing pulling kit which actually works very well for the Harley Davidson, which is the same bearing that we use on if anybody's got a Kawasaki wheel. This is a Orion Motor Tech wheel bearing puller remover and installer kit, and actually works pretty well. This little bad boy right here will go in there and go through the bearing. Once you tighten it up down here, it's going to lock into place. It'll actually pull the bearing. We'll get to that maybe if I have the patience. So this bearing right here, good. No notchiness. It's just turning. We're going to change it anyway. Can't remember who made that bearing. Other side, which bearings, they're very tricky to buy if you're buying online. Like I just bought some SKF bearings that I'm going to put in here from Amazon. Now here, let's turn this. I'll finish my thought. Not good at all. And if your bike feels like, man, it just doesn't feel like it used to feel, your wheel bearings are probably a good spot to start. But now what I was saying, SKF bearings, FAG bearings, those are probably the top two. Then you've got some other bearings down there, but counterfeits are a huge thing anymore. So just because you think you're buying an SKF bearing, you may not be buying an SKF bearing. It may look like an SKF, it may have all the imprints, but it may not be. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to record some of this, and we'll keep going. I'm going to pause it for now, though. Alright guys, unpaused. The magic of a camera. So this is it. Remember, it looked like that. We had a bunch of parts. This is it put together. So you've got this little spacer there, this big part right here. That's where your space is going to be. The bottom right there is what's going to grab the inside of your bearing. And then basically what's going to happen is you're just going to start tightening up this this bolt from the top here. And what's going to happen is it's going to make this thing just pull until finally the bearing's up. You pull the whole part out, and bada bing bada boom, you got it. Bada bing bada boom. You like that, don't you? So let's see if I can do it with one hand. I'm not making any promises. This might be one of those videos where we were there and then we weren't. A small mallet. I wonder if that's such a thing. A rubber type of mallet would probably help you right here. I'm in the center, but I'm gonna mallet it. I'm gonna beat it down a little bit so that I'm in the bearing. So that will require two hands. So give me 1 second. Alright guys, so what I've done, use the old rubber mallet and beat it down, and now we're in. Should be right on that bearing now. So what's going to happen, I'm going to take this this nut right here, we're going to tighten it down really nicely, and that's going to apply a little bit of pressure. Now if you notice, I'm turning the whole thing now. So we're going to tighten this down. Well, now it's turning the whole thing. This has got to be up. We got to tighten that nut tight, and then as we tighten the nut tight, it's going to press everything down, and that's going to actually pull everything up. So give me 1 second. We're going to pop this thing out. Alright guys, so here's what we've done. I'm using vice grips on this big brass nut right there. And then what you'll do, you'll use your 16mm and hold the top of the bolt, and you'll tighten the nut all the way down. So now he's in there. He's not moving. So now what's going to happen is we're going to start to tighten this, and that's going to apply pressure to the nut, and it's going to pull up on the head of the bolt that's up under the bearing, and it's going to come out. It'll come out. All right, here we go. Alright, so guys, after a lot of frustration, I think the key to this thing is just grab the big nut down here once you get it tight. Get this tight, alright, and then just start to loosen after you tighten everything together. Because it looks like I'm finally getting it out, but I'm not tightening up here anymore. I'm actually loosening this nut and just holding what I've got here. And it appears it's coming out. And ladies and gentlemen, no bearing is actually in the bottom there. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. It wasn't the most fun, but I guess I'm still a novice at using this little tool. But once you get the hang of it, I guess it'll be good for, it's not a professional tool, but for the amateur like myself, it'll probably work out. So anyway, we got that one, so we're gonna work on the other side, and that's kind of how you use this thing. And you can get this in a red box or a blue box. It's about $45 to $50. But hey, you pull bearings about once or twice, it's gonna pay for itself. Hope that helped. Sorry I couldn't show y'all more of what actually went down with it. But it does work. It does work. So guys, go check out some oil, www.MEtricoil.com, and we'll do another video some other time. See you guys.